Thousands of students across the country left their classrooms today as a part of National Walkout Day. Today marks 1 month since the shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Florida. Students walked out to show solidarity for the victims and to call an end to gun violence across the country. We'd like to know what you think of the student walkouts. Will they spark change? You can vote right now on the WBIR app or at WBIR.com/vote. As you do that, 10 News reporter Stephanie Haynes joins us with a look at how East Tennessee students paid tribute to the victims in Florida. Stephanie?
John, at 10 this morning, students walked out or gathered for 17 minutes for each of the 17 people who died in Florida. 10 News captured 3 demonstrations in East Tennessee, and each of them took on its own form. Minutes before the stroke of 10 this morning, dozens of Maryville College students and faculty gathered in the center of campus.
So we will now take a few minutes to say a few words about each victim who...
This was their way of taking part in National Walkout Day, a 17-minute ceremony of thought, prayer, and silence. 17 empty chairs memorialized the 17 deaths from the shooting in Parkland, Florida, exactly 1 month ago.
We did not want it to be about us or what we thought the policy implications had to be going forwards, but instead we wanted to memorialize the lives of the students that were lost.
In Seymour, dozens of high school students left their classrooms, walked and stood by the flagpole. And in Anderson County, 8 kids walked out across the school's football field. The assistant principal says students also participated in a walk up campaign.
And just acknowledge maybe a student that they see that doesn't have a lot of peers.
Nationwide, more than 3,000 walkouts were scheduled with the Women's March Youth Empower website.
Today we saw how National Walkout became something that so many could latch onto.
Dr. Mary Bruce, a sociology professor at Maryville College, says we've seen several significant social movements in the past year, and today's was an example of how it can physically mobilize people.
People are voicing their concerns, and I think seeing an ability to change. That's the key crux of any social movement.
And that's what students said they are hopeful for.
We can't just forget something like that, and we need to keep talking about it so that we can actually make a change.
Students nationwide are also planning on Saturday, March 24th, a March for Our Lives demonstration, and another demonstration is planned for April 20th, the 19th anniversary of the Columbine High School shooting. John?
Stephanie, thank you. And as you reported, today's walkout reached well beyond East Tennessee. Thousands of students marched out of school in cities from Seattle to Denver to Chicago. It's estimated that more than 3,100 schools saw some kind of demonstration. In some states, students walked out in the face of wicked weather and threats of disciplinary action. Many did so to call attention to the needs of what they call the next generation of voters.
Since we are the next coming voters, if you want to keep your spot in office, you need to do what we need you to do.
I think this was very powerful. I think if change is wanted, then change is needed.
We asked if you think those demonstrations will have a difference in Washington when it comes to tighter gun control laws, and the majority of you weighing in right now say you don't think so. We'll have more on those results tonight at 5:30. Nickelodeon, CMT, BET, and other Viacom cable channels went off the air at the time of the National Walkout. They broadcast no programming from 10 this morning until 10:17 in a show of solidarity with those student protests.